Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Tara Arnold, and tonight I'm going to be consciously channeling, and I've been working with the Ascended Masters for a few days on the lionsgate. I've been deep in meditation with them, asking them where we can best move our energy to receive more for the lionsgate. And what they're showing me is about programming fifth dimension, and to take our third dimension identity and start showing the universe our fifth dimension identity. So in order to program our fifth dimension identity, they are going to bring through the steps to do that today. So what they showed me was that fifth dimension isn't a place we're going, it's a state of consciousness. So we're just changing our state of consciousness. I've done several videos on moving from third dimension to fifth dimension, but this one we're just going to add a little bit more because we're going to show the universe we are programming fifth dimension reality. In order to program fifth dimension reality, the first step to do is get grounded, gather all your soul parts that would be in your auric field floating around that might have stepped out from fears. Bring them all back, tell them it's safe to be in this human body, command that your spirit, your soul fully integrate into your human body in this now timeline on planet Earth. So say the date, integrate your spirit, and then expand it outwards from the center of you. So you can do this in a visualization or just commanding it. Either one will work. If you don't visualize, it will still work. Just know it's working. So to ground, you can picture tree roots, integrate your spirit, expand it outwards, and now you have the frequency of an ascended master. You're fully integrated, you're grounded, and you're expanded. Then when you go out in public, Saint Germain's recommending to go out by yourself to program. If you're with other people, then don't even bother because you're going to be talking to them. It's going to pull you back to third dimension and it's just going to make it complicated. So this is a practice you can do when you're by yourself. So whether you're going for a walk out in public or through a park or going into a grocery store or an event, anywhere that you're going by yourself, you can show the universe that you're not in third dimension anymore. You're now moving to fifth dimension. So in third dimension, our ego program, all of us on planet Earth are either running a superior fed ego or a more dominant inferior fed ego. So all of us have one or the other. The universe isn't judging either one. It responds to our frequency, not to our morals. So if you have a more superior fed ego, you might want to take from people. You might be always in competition. You may be bullying people. If you have a more inferior fed ego, a more dominant inferior fed ego, then you might be seeking to help people, be empathetic, looking at ways that you can self-sacrifice. So the universe is always responding based on those programs that we're running. Both of the egos judge. So the superior fed ego and the inferior fed ego, we're always judging everything and everyone around us. It's just the ego's natural state. It's nothing to judge or like within yourself. It's just an observation. So you're just going to observe how your ego judges. Maybe it blames, maybe it's putting someone down, maybe it's criticizing yourself. None of that matters. All we're doing is switching and telling the universe that we're moving into a fifth dimension identity, a fifth dimension program. Because right now the universe is responding to your third dimension identity, the one that you came to play on planet Earth. We're switching that up. So the universe is going to need to be shown where your new identity is vibrating at. And how do we get into this new identity, this new frequency, this new vibration? It's our authentic self. And so when you go in anywhere by yourself and you start programming for 3 days, if you do this 3 days in a row, you're going to start noticing a shift in the way that the universe responds to you. So when you go into a gathering or an event, anywhere in public, usually our egos, we're looking around, we're wanting to interact with people. So you're going to do the opposite. You're not going to look at people or make eye connection, or you're not going to start talking to people because you're reprogramming. Now, for those of you that are worried, well, I don't want to be mean or look like I'm being rude, there's another aspect of you back in third dimension talking to people. This is just us moving to fifth dimension and telling the universe our new program. So for 3 days straight, you walk into, say, a grocery store or a restaurant, and you're going to not connect with anyone. You're just going to be present within yourself. When you find your ego going to judge somebody, or wanting to go help someone, or wanting to go take something from someone, then stop it and tell your ego, we're not going to judge or take or give in this moment. We are going to come to the now moment, and we are going to be in neutral. So all of us, our bodies are a vehicle, and when we are driving the car, we're in third dimension. Whether we're driving forward or we're reversing, we're the ones that are in control. We're in the driver's seat. So you're telling the universe, I'm not in the driver's seat anymore. So I'm going to put my car in neutral. And when I put it in neutral, the universe can move me forwards or backwards. It can move me from side to side because I'm in neutral. I'm not trying to drive. I'm not trying to control. I am simply being in the now moment. Just like a jellyfish, it doesn't swim, it goes where the ocean waves take it. And so the universe just takes it, and that's how it gets from place to place. It just flows with the universe. So now the universe, it's reading your vibration, your antenna, it's reading it as, oh, something's changed. Because usually their ego's seeking to help someone or take something or judging or criticizing themselves or criticizing others. And now there's been a switch. They're in neutral. They're in the now moment. They're present. And so we can start to bring gifts and abundance to them. The universe starts to pay attention that you've changed the game. So it's similar, very, very similar to a video game. In your video game, you have NPCs, non-player characters. Okay, so in third dimension, you're always interacting with non-player characters, and you're pulling them into your third dimension reality, or you're going into their third dimension reality, and you're keeping in third dimension, which is always struggle, suffering. There's always restrictions and limitations. In fifth dimension, you do not interact with the background people, because the background people, the NPC players, they are you and you are them. In third dimension, they're outside of you. So this is a different game. You're switching to fifth dimension, and all the people around you now become the same frequency because you're in non-separation. So fifth dimension, there's no separation. So if you start interacting with people in fifth dimension, the universe says, oh, she wants to go back to third dimension, or he wants to go back to third dimension. They're going back to third dimension, and it pulls you back. So the only time when you're programming, I'm in fifth dimension, the only time that you talk to somebody that's in your reality is if the universe sends them. So if somebody approaches you in a store or a restaurant, the waitress comes up, or somebody that's walking by smiles at you and says hi, the waitress asks what your order is, then you can interact with them because you're telling the universe, I'm in fifth dimension, so bring me what you believe would serve me for my highest good. I'm in a fifth dimension reality. I've walked into this establishment or this store. It expanded my consciousness. I've walked in with the same frequency as an ascended master, and I'm not going to interact. I'm going to wait and see what the universe brings me. So it's going to take a couple days to program this. So a couple times that you go and do this. The first few times, you might not notice any difference. But then about the third time, the third day that you do this, you're going to see that things start to align and abundance starts to flow in. The universe says, oh, every time she goes out, she's telling us that she doesn't want to play the third dimension game anymore. She's reprogrammed it in fifth dimension. And so she's in neutral, and she's allowing us to move her forward or backwards. She's allowing us to bring people to her. The universe begins to serve you instead of you trying to control the reality. In third dimension, the ego is always going to make you chase. It's going to make you chase love. It's always seeking, but it's never satisfied. It's always going to make you always feel let down. It's going to get you to chase something, you obtain it, but then you're never going to be happy because it's going to tell you you need more or you want more, and you'll continue chasing. So the universe doesn't care about our morals. It's not responding to our morals. That's why you'll see some people that they might have a very negative outlook, but abundance still flows to them in maybe monetary value. But in other areas, maybe they can't keep relationships because when they're always taking and not allowing the universe to bring them something from the heart, they might not find a love connection. And then if you have a inferior fed ego that's always giving and self-sacrificing, then the universe says, oh, okay, they don't want to receive anything, they want to give, so the universe stops sending you things. So it doesn't matter which type of more dominant ego you have. It's all about going into neutral and programming your new 5D reality. You can talk to the universe and tell them, I'm leaving the house today and I'm going into a fifth dimension reality. This is what it's going to look like. I'm going to go into neutral. I'm not going to drive the car. Send people to me if that would be for my highest good. And I'll do my job and not judge, stay in the now moment, and not reach out to anyone unless they approach me. So if you do that for a few days, and at first you might feel a little bit of guilt or shame about it because there could be somebody in the store that you wanted to help, and then you're feeling sad about that. That's normal. You're going to feel uncomfortable because third dimension, the ego, loves comfort. The spirit doesn't like comfort. The spirit likes uncomfortableness. So when the ego's not getting that comfort of going and running to help someone, or if you're a superior fed ego, you're taking from someone and then you get fed, your ego gets fed, and it feels comfortable doing that. When you're not playing that game, the ego's going to get a little agitated. It's going to make you feel guilt and shame about not running the third dimension program. So just know there's another aspect of you simultaneously in third dimension that is still doing all of that. You're still helping people, serving people. This is just a programming. I'm going into the store and I'm going to program my fifth dimension reality. All of the people in my background, there's no separation. So if I approach them and interrupt the flow, it's going to pull me back to third dimension. So just doing those steps and staying in the now moment, not judging, being present, and telling the universe I'm in neutral. And just relax and sit back and see what happens. Now, it's difficult because the ego, every time it sees something, it's going to start judging. So if you're reading a menu in a restaurant, it's going to judge maybe what is offered or the prices. Or if you're in a grocery store, it's going to start to judge what they have on the shelves or the price of things. So keeping it neutral, everything is just as it is. So the price isn't too high or too low. It just is. It's perfect in alignment. It's in alignment. It is what it is. It's not too high or too low. The menu, there's something that I'm looking at in the menu and it's something I don't like. Go neutral with it. It just is. They're offering this on their menu. It just is. So everything just is. No judgment on it. And then start to see what happens because you're reprogramming the universe, to show the universe that you're not going to try to control it because you want to stay in fifth dimension. Now, you can move in and out of third dimension and fifth dimension. This is a practice. So you could do this, you know, a couple places. If you go somewhere alone, try it for a few days and start to see what happens and get in alignment. And also the other thing that Saint Germain's bringing in is about putting a value on yourself. So focusing in how can I value myself more, do some EFT tapping or some emotion code release. So it's reprogramming the universe, upping our value, receiving more, handing it over to the universe to drive our car for us, and have fun with it. And before we go, I just want to announce that our next live event is next weekend, and it's a really exciting one because we're going to be connecting with our higher selves, receiving messages through our spirit guides or anyone that you want to, using dowsing rods like these dowsing rods, and also pendulums. So there's going to be, here's the pendulum. So it's receiving answers from our higher self, our spiritual body, mental body, emotion body, physical body, or our spirit guides, using these tools. So it's a lot of fun. So whoever wants to join us, you do not need to have pendulums or dowsing rods to attend the class. And I will put the details in the description below. So happy Lionsgate, everyone. Thanks for joining us, and we will see you next time. Have a great night.